far and away the most discussed topic across all sports the past few weeks has been what the future landscape will look like following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act. It is widely viewed as a landmark day for fans and states around the country by opening the door to legalized sports betting in places far beyond its typical home of Las Vegas. One state that is among those at the forefront of the movement is West Virginia, which is especially notable for the various schools in the state having to deal with betting on their sports in their own backyard. The state legislature already passed a bill on the subject in early May, and it won't be long before you'll be able to bet on Mountaineers football games later this year. That is naturally a bit of a new headache for somebody like WVU Athletic Director Shane Lyons, who told WVNews.com this week that his school is having to beef up compliance as a result of the changes. My job is first and foremost is to protect the integrity of the institution of the athletic department, and the other part is to protect the integrity of the institution as a whole," Lyons said. "With legalized gambling coming up, I will have to hire additional compliance staff for monitoring and looking at it, as well as the educational aspect of it. There is going to be cost associated with that, and we are going to have to step our game up." Not exactly surprising to hear, and it will be interesting to see if fellow schools will also start beefing up their compliance staffs as other states get in on the action. While it might be fairly easy for a Power 5 program from a conference like the Big 12 to add staff members, it is probably a little more difficult if you're down the road at Marshall on a Conference USA budget. Also notable, Lyons said, there is 100% more potential for scandal as a result of gambling in NCAA athletics mixing much more than they have in the past. It seems that line of thinking is one reason why he's beefing up the personnel involved, and he may not be alone in doing so. Georgia freshman defensive back DeTravion Trey Bishop was arrested on Wednesday on charges of felony eavesdropping, surveillance. The charges stem from an incident from this past fall, according to a report from Chip Towers of DogNation.com. Bishop, who promptly turned himself over to the authorities after a warrant for his arrest was issued, has already been released from a county jail on a $5,700 bond. The arrest follows an investigation by University of Georgia. Police responded to a complaint filed by a woman in April. The woman claimed Bishop recorded a sexual act between the two without her consent back in November. The complainant wished to report that there was a student going around showing people a sex tape of her, without her consent, the police report said, according to the Dog Nation report. Quote, "A subsequent investigation into this incident led us into determining that the crime of unlawful eavesdropping occurred in November. 5. The investigation showed that DeTravion Bishop had recorded victim's name inside his dorm room without her permission and without her knowledge." Georgia head coach Kirby Smart has responded to the situation, expressing concern over the circumstances Bishop is caught up in. "We are investigating the matter, and it's important that we gather all information relevant to the situation before we determine what policies may come into play," Smart said in his statement. "Then we can take appropriate action if necessary." Bishop was a three-star recruit in Georgia's class of 2017, according to his Rivals profile. Bishop redshirted last season. Follow at Kevin FB. Nebraska fans now have an extra incentive for hoping their beloved Cornhuskers win the Big Ten this season, if they buy their tickets from the right ticket broker. Ticket Express is offering a promotion to Nebraska fans that will refund all ticket purchases made before June 1st if Nebraska wins the Big Ten this upcoming season. The refund promo is good for single-game tickets as well as season packages. Nebraska has played for the Big Ten championship once since joining the Big Ten in 2011, and it did not go well. Nebraska was blown out by Wisconsin in the 2012 Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, 70-31. Nebraska's last conference championship was won in 1999 under current Ohio head coach Frank Solich, when the Huskers were still at the top of the Big 12. Solich, by the way, will be welcomed back to Nebraska for an event next January for a service award from the Football Writers Association of America. Nebraska is coming off a 4-8 season and faces a difficult schedule in the first season with new head coach Scott Frost. Nebraska's schedule is arguably the toughest in the Big Ten this season, with road games at Ohio State, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Michigan, and Iowa, and a home crossover game with Michigan State. Just getting to the Big Ten championship game out of the West Division would be a pleasant surprise this fall, let alone topping the East Division champion in Indy. Ticket Express Leakley has an insurance policy to recoup the losses should things go Nebraska's way, but this feels like a solid promotion with little risk for the broker. No, we're not repeating a story. For the second time today, it has been reported a player is transferring from Ohio State to a school at the FCS level. This time it is defensive back Wayne Davis, who will reportedly transfer to FCS powerhouse James Madison of the CAA. JMU beat reporter Greg Maudie of the Daily News Record in Harrisonburg, Virginia reported the transfer news on Friday afternoon. The report cites a quote from Davis's high school coach confirming the transfer is in progress. Paperwork still needs to make the transfer official, but that may just be a formality that is settled within days. Breaking: former Ohio State defensive back Wayne Davis will transfer to JMU per his high school coach Hank Sawyer at Lake Taylor HS. Sawyer said the paperwork has to finish, but that Davis will be immediately eligible and should arrive for summer classes on June 4. Greg Maudie, at Maudie. DNR Sports, May 25, 2018. Because Davis would be moving to a FCS program, he will be eligible to play right away this fall and not have to sit out a season. His addition to the roster would certainly give the James Madison secondary a boost. Davis was a four-star recruit out of Norfolk, Virginia in the class of 2016. He will have 3 years of eligibility at James Madison beginning this fall. Earlier, linebacker Jared Drake announced his decision to transfer from Ohio State to Western Illinois. Follow at Kevin Onk FB. Former Indiana head coach Bill Mallory, 82, has passed away. Mallory passed away after not improving from brain surgery this week. Mallory was Indiana's all-time winningest college football coach and also coached at Miami, Ohio, Colorado, and Northern Illinois. Mallory had to undergo brain surgery this week after falling on Tuesday. After no improvement following surgery, Mallory was placed in hospice care on Thursday. His son, current Indiana State head coach Kurt Mallory, announced the medical updates via Twitter. The family of Bill Mallory is overwhelmed by the love and support for our father, Papa, and beloved husband. Following a fall on Tuesday, Bill had emergency brain surgery. Sadly, there has been no improvement and hospice care has begun. All your love and prayers are so very abrickpick.twitter.com/1star7zmh60, Kurt Mallory, at @cmalrimillery, May 24, 2018. Bill Mallory, beloved husband, father, grandfather, coach and friend, passed away peacefully Friday, May 25, 2018. He was surrounded by his extended family these last days with love, gratitude and celebration. pic.twitter.com/fjlbhmpdbk, Kurt Mallory, at @cmalrimillery, May 25, 2018. Mallory began his coaching career at Bowling Green in 1960. After 5 seasons with the program, Mallory took on an assistant coaching job at Yale in 1965 and then Ohio State in 1966 under Woody Hayes. Mallory soon became the head coach at Miami, Ohio in 1969 and went on to coach at Colorado and Northern Illinois before wrapping up his coaching career with the Hoosiers from 1984 through 1996. After going 0-11 in his first year in Bloomington, Mallory improved the program and took Indiana to 6 bowl games in 8 years. Indiana finished ranked in the top 25 in 1988 for the first time since Lee Corso did so in 1979. Mallory's 68 wins at Indiana remain the most in school history, as do his 2 bowl victories. Following a loss to Michigan State in 1987, with the winner taking a trip to the Rose Bowl, Mallory entered the Michigan State locker room for one of his signature moments. Bill Mallory, in addition to being IU's winningest all-time football coach, claims one of the greatest coach and opposing locker room moments in college football history. https://t.co/k9tdngkqcl, Zach Osterman, at Zach Osterman, May 24, 2018. Follow @KevinOnGFB.